My name is Andrew Aziz. I'm the author of How to Day Trade for a Living, and I've been trading for over 10 years. Today, I want to talk about the trade that I did on Intel. Because as a trader, you just need to master one trade book. What's the strategy? Exact identification of the setup from all the stocks that you have, execution, partial trade management, and booking the profit. So get ready. I will explain that in detail for a very high quality setup. And if you like the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel.
All right, guys, so amazing trading day. The profit was really nice, although it doesn't matter because obviously I'm taking big positions, like 20, 30,000 shares. It's pretty big, so the P&L is a percentage of that type of positions, that account size that you're having. But the key that I want to discuss about today is a stock in play. You know, for those of you who have followed me for the last 10 years, read all of my books, you know that we're talking about the concept of stock in play. It means that the stock that are independent of the market. Intel had, in the last couple of days, had a couple of really big fundamental news. And the fundamental news is that the US government is now want to invest in Intel to bring it back to the technology for AI. And also there is another news came out yesterday that the SoftBank, the big bank in Japan, are gonna invest like 20, 30 billion or something like that into Intel. So that caused the stock to gap up. And gap up was significant, like 5, 6, 7% gap up with heavy volume. And that makes it a stock in play. And that's why, you know, we have to have this in the radar. How do we find this one? You can watch for free every single day YouTube pre-market show when the Carlos and Peter are going to come and, you know, talk about all of these stocks in play that they're having. Or you can go to Trading Terminal. So if you can go, for example, into Trading Terminal, so in the scanner, you know, tab, you can find them, or just look in the chat room and find, you know, trading ideas and trading opportunities in the chat room. Okay, so we had Intel in our watch list, and what happened was we were looking at, in that time was about 5% up. So right now it's 5%, and the price in the pre-market was at around $25, 5%. So that's the stock in play. So looking at the pre-market, number one thing that we are really looking at pre-market is that what we're seeing here is that we see some sort of a good price action, sold off at the open, just opened right around the VWAP, and VWAP is the blue line, volume weighted average price. It's a very beautiful blue line. So popped up very strong. The level 2 started to show very big ask, heavy ask, and I'm going to show you exactly the level 2 and the book map, order map that we had. So especially at 25.50, I saw a huge signal, and then later at the high of the day and high of the day. So the order book was very bullish. So it did pop up, came down. I started going long for 1 minute open range break up. It did go up. I didn't partial, came out, test the VWAP. I added more, went up, test the VWAP, and then suddenly squeezed up. And that was a really good sign for me because this was the bullish engulfing. So I added more on that heavy size and then popped up and started partialing for a very big profit. And this continued going higher and higher and higher from 25.30 all the way up to 26.30. That was one of the last place positions that I took, and I had all the limit orders based on the book map, based on the level 2, based on the liquidity of the market, which we're building for Trading Terminal available for you. This is the moment that I went long. I saw the big ask at 25.50. The stock went up, hold the VWAP, and then I saw this big ask sitting at Arca book at 25.51 at the 1500 lot. That's like 1500. You have to times it by 100. That would be 200 here. That would be 159,000 share being traded. So, and then it popped up. So as you see here, some of it went out and it still is out there. What we're looking at is that when the time goes up, so you can look at this 9:41, look at the time. So still there is a lot of big ask sitting up there. So as you see, 25.79, and then there are more at 25.87 we have, and 25.88 we have, and 25.90 we have. So do you see how these numbers are significantly bigger than the bid side? So the higher asks means they're very bullish. People are asking higher and higher and higher because the price is going toward them. It's like a bull market. When you're selling your house and it's a bull market, you're asking prices going higher and higher and higher. They're big sellers, but they're very bullish, that the price is gonna come to them. I know it's counterintuitive, but that's true. So what are we having here again? Again at 943, we could go ahead a bit, 943.59, boom. There's big ad. Look at the $26. Look at how many asks are sitting at $26. I have one of the order here as 26, and boom, you know, popped up 26 and took everything. The way that you can actually see that is that the type of visualization can be on something that you know, can be like Bookmap that we're building in Trading Terminal next month. We're going to call it either Market Atlas or Market Order Book or something like that. And essentially the same thing that I showed you step by step, the visualization would be on the different levels. You see orders at 27, 26, and you see how there's no orders here and how much orders standing on the top. That means it's a very bullish price action. Sometimes based on that, and again, these are the numbers that you know, I showed you in a different format visualization, and you know, Brian helping me live to see that this is the Intel, and we're gonna build this. This one is actually through Bookmap, but we're gonna build it very similar, very format that show you exactly how to make these decisions. I added more 2620 and then all the way up to 26 above 2650 partial outs. You know, most of my position were out, and then you know, came down and I got stopped out on it just at around my entry point. So this is the entry, this is another one. So I brought my average somewhere around here. So again, this is the break even that you're having. So after you partial, you bring your stop loss back to break even, and that turned out to be a very interesting, very powerful trade that we did. Trading Terminal Simulator and the funded account that we are having right now, we actually created these hotkeys for you as well. So you can take a look at this side. So we have the hotkeys, the buying and sell based on the buying power. And also you can bring the stop loss to the break even. That's a hotkey that we created for you. So when you have a position, when you actually partial, you can bring the stop loss to break even.
Hey guys, if you like this video so far, ask your questions in the comments and ask me how to actually get 30 days free trial of PBT Elite program, access to everything. Finding the stocks in play and finding these trade opportunities that we're doing at Bearable Traders community every single day in the morning. So make sure to ask how you can get that and join us every day in the chat room. See you soon.
So the question that we're having here is this big move from 930 to 1015. Is that correlated with QQQ, which is the representative of the tech market? Because Intel is a part of you know, NASDAQ, as you see here, is a NASDAQ company. So let's go through the QQQ and see. So QQQ on the other way was actually completely weak at the open. And then it did come up a little bit, and then later also started to sell off. And today actually Q's closed at almost 2%, 1.7%. That's a big drop. So stocks in play are independent of the market. The market has very little impact on them because the fundamental news is so big, so important. If the market is super volatile, like you know, bear market or liberation day or something like that, then yeah, that's a different story. But when the market is just, you know, normal choppiness, you really don't want to be in the market. And PLTR was another big trade that sold off 12%. Again, PLTR is one of the biggest you know, overvalued companies in history, and you know, was going up, and today was the day that eventually cracked. One trade that we saw when it was cracking, and I didn't take that trade, was when it was selling off. One area for a reversal would something we call gap fill. So this was the gap. This was the gap up, went up, and then when it was selling off and through this gap, one area that can bounce back is a strategy called gap fill. What is that number? That number is 161.33-ish. So usually sells off to test that gap and then usually bounces back from the gap. So it's a strategy called gap fill. Even if, for example, gapping down, going up, usually tries to, you know, fill the gap because that's the next important level, and then price action continues from there. So let's see. Actually, I didn't take that trade, but we did discuss that in the chat room. I know Jared and a lot of other traders took that. Let's see, for example, what happened at 133. There you go. This is very important. This is very nice. Actually, it was a really nice 5-minute moving range breakdown. And then look at that, down to the penny, 161.33, bounced back to the VWAP, and eventually continued to sold off. So that would have been a trade that a lot of traders would have taken, including myself. I was going to trade, but I had such a great day. I really didn't want to mess around. And you know, that just showed that. But it was live in the chat room we discussed. Also, I think live on YouTube as well. That's it, guys. Well, thank you so much. And if you have any question, let me know. And make sure that, guys, if you want to get 1 month free Elite membership in our community, access to everything, just comment in YouTube, just in this video. I'll also answer that. I'll show you how. And if you like the video, make sure, guys, to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in pre-market live. And again, remember, guys, Make sure to comment, ask me how you can actually get 1 month elite free membership.